Now, parts of the UK are easing lockdown rules today despite concerns over the spread of a coronavirus variant first detected in India. Pubs, restaurants and other hospitality venues are being allowed to reopen after being closed for months. People will also be able to meet indoors with some restrictions for the first time since last autumn. But a number of health experts are calling for the measures to be delayed after cases of the Indian variant tripled in the past week in parts of northern England. And the town of Bolton near Manchester is one of those places where case numbers are spiking. Let's see if we can bring in DW correspondent Charlotte Chelsom-Pillow, who is there at a vaccination site. Charlotte, what role does the Indian strain play in Bolton's surge in infection numbers?
Hello there. Well, the Indian variant is causing a good deal of concern here in Bolton and other areas of the northwest of England. There has indeed been a big spike in the number of cases of the Indian variant, and the warning from scientists here is that it could most likely become the dominant variant here, not just in the northwest of England, but across England, replacing the Kent variant, the variant that first emerged in Kent here in England as the dominant strain. And today of all days, that's of course a big cause for concern. And that's because, as you said, England is easing a lot of its very strict lockdown measures that have been in place. Pubs, restaurants opening indoors for the first time this year. So scientists, the government, all saying that they are keeping an extremely close eye on cases of the Indian variant across England, and particularly Bolton here in the northwest.
Keeping an eye on it won't be enough, though. What are authorities doing to stop the spread from getting out of hand?
That's right. That's why they've also stepped up vaccines here. As I'm sure you can see, there is a huge queue behind me. People braving this rather unpleasant weather here at the moment to stand in line for their vaccines. There's also been a surge in testing here as well. Authorities going door to door to try and do testing to catch these cases early. But there are scientists who are warning that that might simply not be enough going forward. Many have been warning the government that perhaps it is too soon to be easing these lockdown measures and that we should be looking at this with a good deal of caution. Indeed, Boris Johnson himself, the British Prime Minister, has been warning people that as measures are relaxed today, they should be extremely cautious in how they proceed as they watch very closely to what happens with case numbers.
So, Charlotte, does this easing of restrictions also apply to the city of Bolton? It seems a bit counterintuitive at this point.
It does. There will be. All the measures that are being eased across England are being eased here in Bolton. Now, that's contrary to Scotland, which alongside England is easing measures today, but it's taken the decision to not ease restrictions in hotspot areas. Glasgow, for example, there will still be the existing measures will remain in place while they keep an eye on what's going on. And what authorities are looking for particularly here is just how transmissible this Indian variant is. There are some very stark warnings from authorities who've done modelling, warning that if this variant is 40 to 50% more transmissible, there could be an enormous surge in hospital cases over the coming weeks. That's, of course, causing a great deal of concern.
DW's Charlotte Chelsom-Pillow monitoring the situation in Bolton. Thank you very much. Let's take a look now at some of the other major developments in the pandemic today. UNICEF is urging wealthy nations to share excess vaccine doses with countries in need. The UN agency says the emergency measure would help make up for a shortfall due to disruptions to vaccine exports from India. Singapore has warned new variants are affecting more children. Most schools there are being closed this week as authorities make plans to vaccinate kids. And South Africa is rolling out vaccines to people over 60. The country aims to inoculate 5 million older citizens by the end of June.